Hello, hello.
Hello.
Alright, hello and welcome everyone. Here we are for another hype match, Goomba and Riley versus atz&juwk. Your commentators today, Tudors, Engel, and NineWholeGrains. How are you doing, my friends?
We are very excited for this match. We've been looking forward to it all week, except there has been one problem that came up in the race channel, if Nine wants to talk about that.
Yeah, a pretty big issue. We can't actually share the transcript of this because, well, frankly, it violates like 6 counts in the terms of service. But there was a discussion about the type of anime tropes that these 4 racers enjoy, particularly the discussion around tsunderes, a very, we'll say, controversial subject. And as it turns out, Juke is not a fan. I'm going to put that lightly. And that was such a harsh remark that ATZ, so Juke's teammate, and Riley both left the race channel. We do have Riley back here, but ATZ may have needed a little more time to recover.
Yeah, words have been slung, mud has been thrown. It was a mess, but I think they're starting to come back in now, is what I presume is. Well, Riley obviously came back in, but ATZ isn't back yet.
It would not surprise me if ATZ is trying to figure out a way to join Goomba and Riley to do a 3-on-1 against Juke. I think that may be what ATZ is confirming right now.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. But something else we did before this match is we actually pulled aside Riley for a 1-question interview last night. Let me go ahead and bring this up here. I asked Riley if there's anything he wanted to share that was on his mind regarding the match for today, and he told me, and I quote, "Not really, I think." So what does this mean? Does this mean ATZ and Juke are not on Riley and Goomba's radar? What do you think, Nine?
That's a tough call here. Riley tends to be a very competitive person who tries to treat all of his opponents the same, but I don't know. This might be one that you need to give a little thought to, but it does look like we did finally get ATZ back in, and they will be starting with the water medallion, so we should finally have a race for you folks. The first race of top 8 here in just a minute.
But for real, who is all excited for this? Now this is a matchup of the ZOoTR decade, everyone. Literally, Riley, Goomba on one side, ATZ and Juke on the other. This is like the clash of the titans right here.
It is indeed.
One of these teams isn't going in the top 4, so that's gonna be pretty crazy. What do you think, Engel?
Well, it's actually the second race to the top 8, as we saw Raikaru and Barrel, Captain Tuna Spice, your first top 4. We'll look to see who can join them. I know, I gotta say I'm a fan of the tsundere too, so I'm on the team AYAYA.
Is this really how we're gonna decide this? Is this it? This is our loyalty is so easily bought.
Well, I mean, hold on. Can we get some AYAYA emotes in the chat if you are on team AYAYAlpha Gamers? If you're on team tsundere, let's see some AYAYA emotes in the chat.
Beautiful, beautiful, stunning.
Very nice, and yeah, this matchup here, this might be the toughest matchup in the tournament right now.
Yeah, talk a little bit about. I know a lot of people who are familiar with the Ocarina of Time randomizer scene and just Ocarina of Time running in general are familiar with some of these names, but talk a little bit about, like, if you are learning Ocarina of Time, especially ZOoTR, you will absolutely see the name ATZ all over the place. So talk a little bit about what all ATZ has contributed to the scene.
I mean, when I set out to learn Ocarina of Time randomized for the first time a couple months ago, I watched an Anime Z's videos on YouTube to learn. And I think I ended up somewhat competent. I mean, I'm a tsundere fan now, so... All right, we're off.
We are off.
And I believe we do have... Let's see. I know we have the listed order of the... Where are they here? I'm trying to click through and find it. I know that we have the listed order of the medallions here somewhere, I believe. And I know our old friend has made an appearance too, which is kind of what I'm getting at here.
All right, so Wash is actually going to do the adult CAC Ganon's Castle split here. We do know that AYAYAlpha Gamers tends to like to go double adult CAC at the beginning.
Yeah, it's a sensible play. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're gonna get our first checks here off of Ganon's Castle Scrubs. What do we got? And then I guess one thing we need to mention as well is that the only like good hint we got so far here was that Nocturne is on the Minuta Forest check. We also did see that Frogs 2 is dead and Big Round Sword has the skull token, essentially killing that as well. First market check, bottle of milk.
175, that's an expensive... In a world where sticks cost 10, a bottle of milk costing 175. How about that?
Massive price inflation, in my opinion.
We got a strength upgrade.
rating.
For 60 as well. And bomb choose, let's see what pack it is.
I think it's the 10 pack. And actually Goomba opted for the bombs over strength.
Yeah, it'll allow him to do a few more checks, and he knows he's going to come back for that anyway.
Yeah, the bomb shoes right now are the bigger thing you want. Opening up more checks in the world for you right now than that strength will. So he can easily come back once he grabs another 30 rupees.
And King Zora is dead.
No, 9. Your man. We're not unfreezing him.
The king will have his day.
Yeah,
Not just like dead, he's super dead too. It's an ice trap.
There's an interesting split there if you didn't catch that, but ATZ actually got the strength over the bomb chews. Now, I don't think that's going to cause too much issues right now, but it's an interesting decision where Goomba picked the bomb chews over the strength.
Alright, song of time for our first song. Say, little bit more useful in these settings than in the traditional ones, but still prefer to have a warp at this stage.
The Song of Time overall isn't terribly powerful. It can help in some places, but a lot of like the Song of Time blocks, like the obstacles you encounter with them, can be skipped in some way or another. However, if there's something on Toilet, that's gonna be extremely useful.
Curse you, Toilet. Now, I believe we didn't get anything notable in the graveyard area. I was kind of looking back and forth between all of them, but I didn't see anything too important there.
No, and Ganon's Castle as well seems to have not produced anything for our runners so far.
So let's see, do we go River now? Is that where Goomba... Yeah, okay. Yeah, River in these settings. So good.
And presumably Juwk is going to become a child here and do the Lullaby sequence. Yep, that's exactly what he's going to do here.
Yeah, let's see what Riley buys. Yep, bomb choose as well for him.
So I guess let's talk about this, the advantage of taking the bomb chew there. Because I believe someone pointed out in the check that Enemy Z did not even check the bomb chew price. He just went for the strength right away, while Goomba and Riley just both went straight for the bomb chews here. Now, getting the bomb chews this early out of logic here, like what does that mean for Riley and Goomba's routing now?
They can be more aggressive, certainly. And it also... I think especially now, since they haven't really found much, is we actually get more bomb chews in
Even
river. Very nice. Very handy to find there. It's going to let him be a little bit more aggressive. And I think, especially here in the early game, when you've done your adult CAC check and you haven't really found a whole lot, if nothing else, it's going to give you one more opportunity to move about here. And I think the real question here is what's Riley going to do? Because Goomba's pretty well stuck on this. He's going to be able to shift the time of day to what he wants to at this point now. So I'm really curious to see what Riley's going to do, since he has explosives as well and is kind of, I guess, the ball's in his court, for lack of a better phrase.
No, nothing notable's popped up though. Otherwise, OT teaching Epona song, interesting. Guess they're gonna take a minute here to think about what they want to do.
Yeah, that's, man. OOT Eponas is scarier than it has any business being. Well, RC the other day had OOT on Eponas, and we thankfully got the long shot early enough that we weren't worried. But I think it was kind of in the back of everyone's mind. Like, all right.
Oh,
All right.
the 5 rupee boomerang.
Hey, peep that validation rupee. Aww.
See the cost of it.
And then we also were able to check the pedestal as well here. So we have right now Fire Spirit, Jabu, Deku, and Forest are your medallions this seed. With Shadow, Water, and DC for the stones.
Stone Shadow, it's back. Back for those who haven't heard our grievances with Stone Shadow. Our group jokes that Stone Shadow is a free way of the hero hint, because something is in there, without fail, inevitably. But one other thing to note here is that Fire is going to be the Forest Medallion too. So if they do get Song locked at any point, that's not the worst temple to have be your Forest Medallion.
Oh wait, this is a star seed? Oh no.
All right, all the rules are out.
So, Riley there able to get an extra check in Ganon's because he had the Song of Time. It does
Yeah.
turn up the slingshot. Not terribly. Not the most useful, but maybe if we get an early Requiem, we could see a Spirit play.
This is actually a J-Bone seed apparently, so not a star special as what we thought here.
That is good to note. And, you know, I'm actually curious now. We'll see when our next slingshot shows up. Be a cruel twist of fate if that was supposed to be the one that was necessary for Deku. Although, them knowing that might mean that they go Deku a little bit earlier now than they would have normally if they feel that that was part of the progression. It's always the trick here in the early stages, is trying not to get thrown off on a wild goose chase.
Get our first peep at ZL. Wonder what we're gonna get today.
And there is the Requiem. So, it'll be interesting to see if Team AYAYA ends up going kind of early Spirit there.
Yeah, and I don't think that anybody on Washed grabbed the bomb chews, so even if you want to do the bomb chew... Oh, well, they have their...
They have their boomerang, yeah.
Yeah, they have, so they're probably okay.
They both might make the play.
Yeah.
Yeah, all signs pointing to Child Spirit right away here. I'm gonna be very interested to see who goes there first. Or you get some market checks. Nothing in Child Potion.
They've been checking the heart container. As we see Riley take a dive to the hardest fight in the game.
Oh no, Riley. Why?
Oh, and he's going back up for it.
Oh, he wants it. He knows something's there.
If I lose that fight, I just give up. I just give up and hope that nothing's there. And if it is, then, well, is what it is. We actually see the slingshot game getting the best here of Juke.
I mean, let's be honest. This is the hardest. This is the hardest check in the game right here. Like, these are veteran players. They know what they're doing, and to lose the slingshot game clearly means it's very difficult. Lens of truth, huh?
Yeah, a lens, but we know we don't really need that unless treasure chest game comes up because we already have the song.
Okay.
Well, looking to the side of Goomba, we have the Dacky stick showing its appearance in the bazaar. But more importantly, the Deku shield shows up.
Yeah, so now the real question, do they opt to split here, send somebody down for Lon Lon Ranch, which is actually what it looks like Juke is doing right now, and then do the forest as a child, and then maybe have somebody else go out to Child Spirit? And it does look like that's going to be the exact split that we see right here, so a little bit of both. Why not? Both child.
This is something we kind of expected here. ATZ going Child Spirit right away. We're get decent amount of checks out of the way here. Because again, all signs pointing to Spirit Temple right away. You got the Boomerang, you got Requiem. And not only that, but Spirit is a medallion dungeon.
Yeah, it's a medallion dungeon, and you know, I just like this play because you're getting a song there, you're getting a song in Lon Lon. So you're getting good info, good coverage on your medallion dungeon. It's only the song of the Sun song, but
Not a terrible thing to find this early in the game. And it's worth noting that for a lot of the time of day shenanigans that they were going to do early, those have been taken care of, at least a couple of them. And then to get Sun Song is there. And how about this? Song of Storms on Milan. So now, I don't think that you change your plan here, but your plan suddenly becomes a little bit more long-winded.
Well, no, here's the interesting thing. This team opted to not go for the bomb shoes, at least an Anime Z didn't. But, so like, if they got bomb shoes, I feel like Well would give you, what, 2 more checks? So it seemed like it might be a little more appetizing there, but they don't have them.
they don't have bombs or ZL yet, so you know, I think they've got, you know, these other bigger spots to check right now that they'll keep going through. You might see Juke go down to like Deku Tree next. As we see Din's fire already. Well, if we didn't tell you before, Stone Shadow, baby.
Very nice. And it looks like now, maybe getting into it a little bit later, but it does look like...
It just keeps going. The ice arrows, I'm telling you.
Clearly, Ice Arrows is telling you, time to fight Bongo Bongo.
Yep. In logic, the
Know it
only
to be
way
true.
to beat Bongo, ice arrows. So now they just need magic and we're done. Easy.
Juke is not save resetting here. I'm not sure what he's doing at this point.
Miss a check maybe, or is he gonna try to go to river?
Whatever, he doesn't have bombs at this point.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have bombs.
Yeah, he'll probably opt for Gerudo Valley, I'd say. There's nothing else could really be.
But if you're doing
Valley
that,
and the Lake.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess maybe, yeah, not wanting to mess with time of day. Trying to do everything in the forest side first. I guess really trying to put off going into Deku and everything in the forest as long as possible.
Meanwhile, an Anime Z is the one that saves resets, so that's the reason why he's going Valley.
Yeah. Took care of everything in Child Spirit very quickly. Opted not to go any deeper than necessary. Actually, I don't even think he found a key, so...
Chops have been pretty dead so far, otherwise, besides the one with strength and bomb shoes in it. He's not gonna check Mido's house.
It'll still be there waiting.
It will still be there indeed. He's everything he needs to beat the 6. Well, he can't get the bombable skull check, but other than that, he can check everything here.
So it looks like they're probably gonna send Riley out to Spirit now, if I had to take a guess. Or he's gonna finish some other things here.
Yeah, we have a fire source, another one.
I'm somewhat curious here. Because of the opening that AYAYAlpha Gamers did, they are going to be a little bit later going to the child side here, so he's going to buy the Deku Shield.
They do have the advantage of having bomb shoes, though, and that will get them more checks in Spirit than Wash will be able to check. And Goomba going to be the one going Requiem to go to Spirit. All right, so
for Mido's house. Mido's house can go jump off a cliff. It's overused, and people prioritize over the gameplay 99% of the time. And it bugs me.
We just got confirmation that the arch in the desert is indeed a red rupee, so do not need any kind of bean to get there today. And Juke is going to be going into the grotto with the scrubs in Lake Hylia. The first couple times when I did co-op things for the first time, the wallet ended up being on the right scrub for me.
And now he's gonna leave. Well,
He doesn't have any money.
yeah, he's only got 4 rupees. Is he gonna? Yep, he's
Rookie mistake.
Walking back out.
Not an easy place to farm your rupees either.
No, this is unfortunate because you have those 3 scrubs and fishing here, all needing the money.
Yeah, this play now suddenly really hurts because like
he can't do fishing either.
Yeah, he can't do fishing, and even if he's able to check that, he can't dive down and get it. So, you just run back to forest at this point, or do you stay here and take your time to farm up the money?
Looks like he's gonna go out to the Hyrule Grottos. But again, well, he doesn't even have the bomb juice, so he can't check the one that costs money. So we're just gonna get the open one, I guess.
Yeah, kind of a bummer here. I'm pretty sure he didn't do the Red Rupee stuff at the castle gate, and that's why they didn't have the money.
Well, yeah, I mean, he had enough money to do the Lon scrubs, but I just don't know that he got from any of his checks any more money. So I think it's like
He's gonna grab. Oh, it didn't give the money.
Wow. And a piece of heart there, still no money, and now Juke's actually kind of cut out no man's land here. I think he's gonna have to go back and do forest now, because I don't know that there's much more productive with this time, and if something was in Lake Hylia, that's gonna really bite. That would have been a great chance for them to put some distance between them and AYAYAlpha Gamers.
Got another interesting point here. Riley is already at 10 skulls as well. I don't think anyone else is even close to that. So he's gonna be able to check the 10 skulls very early on here.
And we also see Goomba is gonna go up further into Child Spirit. They did find 1 key, so it's an interesting divergence in choice between the teams of Wash not wanting to go up, but
Well, I guess I completely forgot. Washed doesn't have any bombs, so I'd
They don't, but
They
he's
could've
still
did
gonna
the
check
two
these
checks.
three.
Or the
Yeah,
three checks.
there's 3 checks here.
Another key.
Yes, the Din's Fire was in Child Spirit. Both teams have seen it. Both know their horrible fate. Stone Shadow, always the play.
What do we got in these spirit chests? We got money.
And more money.
More money! He's gonna go further up. Okay, I would have to imagine... Okay, I guess Juke isn't gonna do Deku Tree.
Yeah, this is an interesting divergence, but you know, how far you go in Child Spirit, it seems like is always one of those discussion points that I think you can get a lot of people disagreeing on, simply because so much of it can be done on the adult side. But when the first thing that's done is you get pushed this way, as we've talked about, you're given the tools to go a little deeper and not do much else in the seed, I feel like it becomes a lot more tempting. More bomb shoes, not really a progression item, but always nice. But this is one of those where I feel like if you ask 10 different runners, you'll get some different answers based on what they find early on.
So I believe we got a hint that 30 skulls is the hook shot. And this is extremely interesting now because with the opponent song on OOT, GTG is going to be a pretty tough check in logic now.
Sure, but we do have Requiem, so these guys can all reverse into GTG if they have to. But I think we said Riley was already at least 10 there in terms of skulls, so he's kind of got a good lead on getting to that hook shot.
I don't believe they've seen the hint though, so.
But on the other side, water, it's a stone. Maybe the other hook shot's easy to get. We might not need to get the 31. Who knows?
But maybe the other hook shot's in Forest Temple. In which case, have fun.
Starting to run into the end of what can be checked here in Spirit Temple right now. This was a bold play by Goomba. How bold is he going to go?
I think he's going to save Scummit.
Yeah. So this could be huge if this pays out. And we finally do see ZL coming into play. Saria holding on to it for us.
Yeah, that's a pretty good pickup there, which may lead you to the well. Now that you can do more checks, though. Unfortunately, still no bomb chews on that side. And just a bloopy at the top of Spirit.
Man.
Yo, that's a great hit. Okami is the best Zelda game.
It's a little unfortunate for Goomba there to only be getting a bloopy, but Spirit's a medallion, so it's not a huge time loss. It's a little bit of info because you don't have a key on that. You know, long shot isn't in logic for Spirit, at least.
Yeah. And in a way, it does map out some of Spirit Temple as well. So, never a bad thing to have Spirit Temple mapped out when you're trying to run through it later.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if they go bomb of the well here. Obviously, they don't bomb sound logic anyway. But you're going to be able to get all but 2 checks.
And now we see ATZ going out towards the lake. Looks like he's gonna, cover for Juke not being able to buy anything out there.
So, you know what, Juke? Let me show you how it's done. I'm going down there. I have money. I'm not poor. You can get all the things.
Meanwhile, Juke's just sitting there like, please, please, nothing be out there. I don't want to go back.
All right. So let me see. Anything else terribly interesting here? And actually, this is interesting now because looks like Goomba and Riley are gonna do almost the exact same strategy here for Lost Woods that NineWholeGrains and Juke did.
Yeah, we're just kind of running over each other's footsteps on both sides, which is pretty fine, although Goomba's going back out to the
Sword chest, it looks like.
No, he's gonna get the skull.
Oh, because that's right, they just got the hint.
Yeah, they got the hint and they're like, uh-oh. Better grab this.
Hey, it's nighttime, why not?
Alright, now they're gonna also be able to check the shooting game in Lost Woods, which I don't think the other guys could check.
No, they couldn't.
It's just shield.
Just a shield. Although we see Riley roll right past that boulder. Not sure why he's not blowing it up in the...
Maybe they're just dividing so he can get the song quickly. Trying to go for max efficiency here.
Yeah, leaving it for his teammate. Makes sense.
Yeah, they'll both
ATZ
become...
wants to quit.
Well, that's one Hyrule, or Lake Hylia check.
Yeah, you guys are right in chat. Goomba is the one who got the extra set in River.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a good call by NineWholeGrains because he has time to do this. I presume he's gonna maybe go adult after this, and then Juke goes bottom of the well. Not 100% sure if that's the plan or not.
Yeah, this is an interesting point because we're starting to kind of butt up at the end of some of the in-logic checks that we can do. Again, we do have choose, which will open a lot up, but I'm curious to see... I think that bottom of the well is probably the play, but you're right. I mean, choosing how you want to divide that up isn't going to be an easy call to make this early.
I believe we're now at the point where everyone except for Goomba has done Deku Tree.
Oh, we see the other hook shot. So,
Wait, was this bomb? Was it bomb locked?
Yes.
Oh, we
it
have
was
a hammer
bomb
sighting
locked.
as well. We have a hammer sighting.
Yeah. So this is bad on two sides for Washed. One, now you're Juke, you gotta go back and get that hammer. So you're not happy about that. And two, you didn't have bomb shoes, so you didn't get the other hook shot.
Ooh.
That's a... man. They're still in pretty good shape, I think, just because they were a little bit ahead on finishing everything around the forest area, but now it becomes even more tricky here. Like, yes, you still have bottom of the well. Does one go up the mountain now while the other one does bottom of the well? Or do you take your hook shot and start doing everything with two adults? Yeah, and as chat's pointing out as well, that hook shot is now in logic too, because of the hammer. So, oof.
Now, both AYAYAlpha Gamers players have the hook shot. I think I saw there was a fire tune sighting as well on one of the scrub checks in Lost Woods as well.
Yeah, and fire is a song if you beat it, so will we see an early push for that? I don't know. We still don't have a bow if we get bow locked.
Have an interesting play by NineWholeGrains right now. He's really pushing those skulls hard.
Yeah, well, they don't know where the other hook shot is either, so...
And it's gonna be difficult to convince yourself to go back and do those couple of Lost Woods checks too. That's the other thing that's really a kicker about this is now, you know, you may want to try to divide things up on the adult side since you've got a few more things, but like, man, that hook shot being there changes everything.
I think we'll see them clean it up when they go adult. They did get the hammer. They can go out and get Nocturne on Minuet.
That's right.
check,
Yeah,
So
Nocturne being there, I think opens that gives them a lot more incentive to go back. I'd forgotten about that check.
yeah, so I think they'll clean that up and get it, you know, somewhat soon. But again, here we see the unfortunate side of Juke having to run all the way back out here and get this hammer. But on the other side, they haven't been to the lake yet. So that is Wash's advantage of having that. We'll see how long it takes.
Some very nice Sun Song routing by Anatomy Z, by the way.
So, Toxic 30 Skulls has our second hook shot, which may or may not be needed at this point.
There's Juke getting the Hammer of Shame. Oh, there's another strength in a shop.
it's
The Goron
wall
City shop
locked.
has a wall lock strength.
Well, there's our 2 strengths that we need for a lot of things, but for Spirit Temple most notably. Okay. So that's interesting, and as someone chat noted earlier too, the strength that you could have bought does put DC in play very, very early. And actually thinking on it now, that's actually kind of a, I guess it isn't really surprising that nobody's done DC yet, but to have the strength right next in the shop right next to DC, tempting for sure. The red herrings are afloat in this seed.
Think we're about to do a 10 skulls? Nope. We're not gonna do a 10 skulls check. I don't think Juke has the skulls to do that yet.
It might after he finishes his little trip through CAC.
It's up to 9. He'll get to 10 here quickly.
Oh, and here we go. We got chickens. 30 minutes into the run.
Beautiful. Looks like Riley's going back to get his dins here. And then it's actually going to be Goomba who's going to be heading down here and making the lake checks, doing some of the Lake Hyrule, or not Lake Hyrule, wow, the Hyrule field checks along the way. So this should be some good coverage here. They'll find their hammer.
In the meantime, Bomb of the Well sighting. Goomba did do Child Climb Spirit.
Yeah, Team I cleared out as much on the child side as they could. Team Washed, however, did not climb up, in part because they didn't have bomb shoes.
I don't believe that we've had a hint for Skull Mask, have we?
I don't remember one.
No, I don't believe so either. Someone in the chat, please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong here, but yeah, I just realized that the last time that we watched AYAYAlpha Gamers, that ended up being the In-Logic Bomb Bag. The In-Logic Bomb Bag was on Skull Mask, and I'm fairly certain that they full cleared their game up to that point. So that was a trip, which is the reason I bring that up, is are we going to see it once again happen?
We are about to get our first Bomb of the Well check here in the casket. Hey.
Very nice in these settings. Yeah, and having Boomerang, man, amazing how Bottom of the Well feels different in these settings when you do and don't have Boomerang.
Hey, Juke can go back to Lake Hylia now with all the money we found. Guess you won't have that issue again.
Oh,
there's our magic.
Yeah. We're just hovers away, boys.
I can do the first. Well, we can do the first 2 checks. What are you talking about? Let's double dip.
Oh, and chickens is only a Deku stick. So we'll see if Team I skips it, as some teams, you know, really hate doing that check.
People in chat calling for vanilla hovers. I want it too, chat. I want it too.
Vanilla hovers to get what, though? What will we be missing? Mirror shield, perhaps?
I still need letter, if I'm not mistaken. Or an in-logic bomb bag. Technically still need one of those.
So 35 minutes in here, who seems to be ahead at this point? Because obviously, AYAYAlpha Gamers have gone to places that Wash has been to before, but they'd still have the bomb to advantage.
I think the fact that they know about that hook shot kind of... I'm assuming that at this point they're still presuming that a long shot is going to be necessary, even though it is stone water. And Epona's song has... Or Epona's is on OOT, so at this point I'm assuming they still think that they're going to need... Well, I mean, they would have to still have long shot or Epona's if anything is in GTG.
Per logic, yes.
Yeah, per logic. So I'm assuming that they're still operating under that, but the fact that they have that hook shot and know where it is, I think, does give them a little bit of an edge for the time being, especially since Goomba is about to find the hammer.
Yeah, it gives them more things they can do. It makes getting the rest of the skulls easier. And having the first hook shot, you kind of know, hey, we don't really need to push the second one. Whereas Team Washed, you know, if you don't have a hook shot, you're pushing those skulls more.
Was Dampy F today? Nothing.
The old Bloopy.
Let's keep an eye as well on the rest of this bottom of the well, because, correct me if I'm wrong, all we've seen so far from bottom of the well is magic.
Magic has been it so far, I believe. It was interesting, we did have the hint for Dead Hand, which said he had bombs.
But
so there's a bomb bag somewhere around. Well, yeah. It's just interesting that a bomb bag's got to be around here somewhere if a bomb pickup's in here.
Pretty much Bloopy City for the last couple lost checks here.
Yeah, fairy in a bottle.
Not a bad thing to just happen upon.
Yeah.
Man, Goomba was fighting with that skull for a little minute there. All right, Goomba, don't miss the check here. Not miss the scrubs. Okay. Definitely been taken away by Kapora there a few times. I won't count it all.
Check. And now AYAYAlpha Gamers is about to get their hammer.
Yeah, and I think once they get their hammer here, Riley was already slightly in the lead in terms of the Skulltula race. So I feel like they're going to be in a pretty good spot here to go back adult and feel like they have plenty to do. Now, we did see Prelude in Composer's Grave, which is going to give ATZ some room to work around here. But I feel like right now AYAYAlpha Gamers has more progression. We'll see what they do with it.
Yo, Anatomy Z with the clutch veteran move. Chord of a Heart to get the torches check in Composer's Grave.
And a nice Deku Stick upgrade to as a reward.
Right, so now ideally, Wash finds bombs, and then when an enemy Z goes into the bottom of the well himself, he'll be able to get magic and then check those final 2 checks.
Yeah, and look at the way that AYAYAlpha Gamers is spread right now. I feel like they've done a really, really good job of trading back and forth in terms of where they are, at least because of the routing that they've chosen and some of the differences that they've taken. Really, the only time they've been walking over each other was in the forest, but I feel like they've done a pretty good job of doing a breadth of checks without running over each other's toes.
And looks like I was wrong about Enemy Z. He's actually going to go straight to the well.
And I'd like to give a quick shout out to Scrub Central. Thanks for the raid. Welcome everyone. We've got possibly the most hype race going on here as we see ATZ take the death.
The death of shame. He's not happy about that one, and we finally see one of these guys going to adult here 40 minutes in. Goomba is going to make the decision to go adult here. I'm not sure where he's going to want to go first, but...
Yeah, Team Aya has a lot of options right now. You've got Dodongos, which is a stone. They've got everything to get into fire outside of a bow, which you may or may not get locked by.
They've got enough to do many, many, many checks in Forest Temple. Now, they can, of course, go buy the strength that they need as well, and they can get even further in if they want to. Of course, you will need a bow eventually, but that's in play as well.
Yeah, I think we might see the strength into DC play here.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know why an NBC will win. He wants the bottle so he can do some more skulls.
Oh, yeah, that's smart. And it's also worth noting here that taking a look at what Riley's done, they'll have Composer Grave figured out now, too. So after this is done, it wouldn't surprise me if whatever option, and it looks like you were right, Angle, it does look like it's going to be over to CAC and then to DC. That's going to open things up here for Riley to do something completely different. And ATZ is going to go as Dolt as well. So I think we're finally on to the second phase of the race now.
Another thing that could be very big is because ATZ went in and grabbed the magic, grabbed the bottle real quick. If those bomb checks have something of importance, you know,
that's going to be really bad for them, yeah.
Yeah, and like this all just boils back down to the very beginning as you see Goomba pick up that strength where beginning of this race they chose to buy the bomb shoes first.
But now is he going to go buy the bomb shoes at this point?
Yeah, I think we'll see them finally. Well, they do have the hammer, so he's gonna check out our Holder of Destiny. And he'll probably still want some bomb shoes.
There's a not so expensive milk right there. What's a better deal than the 175?
And now Riley's going to go ahead and do the bottom of the well checks on the other end, so...
Yep, so we do have the DC and Dwell play, which is a pretty good split. And they do... Also having the hook shot means they will be able to at least see every skull in here. Hope they won't have to come back for the awful one on the stairs, but...
Everyone's favorite.
Alright, so one of the bomb checks was a red rupee. in bottom of the well, so only one more check to see if Washed actually missed anything.
Right, Star. They can get it, but they have to go like in and out, which nobody wants to do.
I don't like entering DC once. You're telling me I have to enter it twice for this check? What?
Yeah, and we see Juke following in the Child Spirit here to get the Dins. We'll see if he chooses to go up to the top. But no, he can't, because he still doesn't have any explosives, right?
Oh, no explosives on the side of Washed here.
Yeah, it's really interesting that they're kind of following what each other has done without explosives. So they're still just skipping things.
Yeah. And actually, wait a minute. Wasn't the Zora's River open grotto where our other pack of chews was? ATZ just passed that. I mean, maybe he's gonna be coming back and routing it in without any trouble here, but yeah, he is. Okay, he just does a little differently. But I was about to say, well, don't skip that. No, your explosives.
I missed the other bombable check in bottom of the well there. Did anyone catch that?
I'm looking at Riley's tracker and I don't see anything too different here.
Well, if that's the case, and it almost seems like Wash dodged a pretty good bullet there.
Yeah, so it does look like Juke will at least get 3 more checks here in Child Spirit before he's locked out.
Had confirmation that there was a bloopy, and Anatomy Z should be getting his bomb chew here.
Yeah, and this is the good one to get, because this is the 20 pack, I believe. I think the shop was only a $5.
Yeah, very good for them. That's going to open up quite a bit. Riley just got his magic.
Riley's still sitting on the old 3 hearts at almost 50 minutes in. You love to see it.
All right, we got a bet going here in the chat here. Where is the first logical bomb bag? Place your bets, everyone. Unfortunately, it's not King Zora because King Zora was confirmed dead. So sorry, King Zora fans.
It's a beautiful day. Ooh, heart container. Goomba sitting pretty with the 5 hearts. You know, what do you mean you've been on 1 heart for the past hour, Riley? What are you talking about? So now ATZ has a couple interesting options here. Now that he has explosives and he's got hammer, DC seems like a pretty logical play, and then chaining that into Fire Temple. I guess the question here is, we haven't seen much inside of DC, so I'm really curious to see if Forest Temple's gonna have, if early Forest Temple's gonna have anything for us. I think a lot of this is gonna come down to if that hook shot holds anything. If there isn't a major progression piece locked behind that hook shot, I think that Washed may still be in the clear, even though it's been a little messy at this point.
Oh, we see a wallet in DC, which...
A wallet sighting.
And hovers. There it is, baby. There it is. The Stone Shadow.
Stone Shadow. Oh, that's right. Access fire. That is correct. Well, now we know he'll be able to.
Yeah, he's going to go in DC and get those hovers.
But also now they can buy the 2nd strength in Goron City Shop, which lets them enter Adult Spirit. Still don't have the Mirror Shield.
Able to peep what was in the Tektite Grotto.
But it looks like Team Washed without the hookshot in DC probably won't get punished here at all.
Yeah, other than that room with the scrubs, there wasn't anything in here otherwise. Goomba's gonna be doing the weight of shame strat for the bomb shoe eyes here.
Results, okay?
And
Don't worry.
also, it seems like the well that Riley's run through hasn't had anything else. So Team Wash not getting punished here at all, it looks like.
But the longer they don't have a hook shot, the worse it is gonna be for them. The worse it could be anyway.
The worst it could be, but so far they're still in this with none of these extra checks they've skipped paying out.
Yeah, and I'd almost argue that they're ahead right now, as long as hookshot doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
Now, what's Riley headed back to Spirit for?
Let's see.
He got his dins. Is he getting his song? Did he not grab the song earlier?
It looks like he did not.
Huh. Camera strats to get to the king.
Oh, now I think this is very good for Washout. They're heading toward Lost Woods here, and I think they're going to be able to get that hook shot now.
Yeah, this is. I mean, they're coming here for Nocturne to finish that out. But yeah, what a huge play for them to be able to get this hook shot, and this is immediately gonna, I'd say, catch them up, and like you said, Tudos, put them ahead. Riley is still as a kid right now. I'm curious, what's left for him to do as a child? What did I miss? Is he?
Well, he's going to Lon Lon, I think.
No, because he had storm. He has storms.
Okay, he's not going to Lon. He's probably getting the hammer then? He doesn't have the hammer. He's going to go get that.
Oh man, and the quickest war. Oh wow, that bites. The quickest way that he had was.
Yeah, there's a small problem with the seed is the lack of warps.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I never considered whether this was faster or if it would be faster to save quit, but I'm assuming Riley knows which one's quicker. So he's going to get his hammer and then go adult, probably.
That was the best possible time to get that hook shot, otherwise he couldn't advance further than Lost Woods. He had no way to get over Mito otherwise.
No, you can do it with nothing, but it's a little tricky.
Oh yeah, Mito logic. I wasn't even thinking about that. We haven't seen Saria's or Minuet.
But now that they do have the hook shot, I think they're in the lead by a little now, because all these extra things Riley and Goomba have checked from having the items earlier were just waste of time.
Alright, and now we have Stone Shadow in sight for Anatomy Z.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if and when our runners decide to dip Stone Shadow.
And we'll also see our first trip into Stone Forest as well.
Like, I guess Stone Shadow's still technically not in logic, because we don't have a logical way to get this song yet. Maybe that'll hold them off from going to it for a while.
Yeah, what do you think? Maybe Fire Temple? Well, no, because we still don't have a bow.
So I want to stop you guys for a second here. Juke's setup for getting on top of the maze in Stick and Force Meadow was pretty sick. I've never seen that strat before.
Yeah, that was a very clean hop up there. I think we all might clip that and take some notes, maybe.
Yeah. I wonder how much time that saves over calling up Pierre.
Oh, but after his very clean trick,
Oh
he
no!
falls off the tree.
Did an enemy Z beat King Dodongo? I think he just left after getting hovers.
Did he even open the? Well, I guess if you know the bomb chew, strat, it's not really punishing, but.
Enemy Z did not open the mouth. Okay. And that's honestly probably fine because it's a very low chance of being all dungeons at this point. Probably
Yeah,
won't to say that though.
What? It's horseback archery at this point? And that's
Yeah, and big pose potentially.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it'd be logical for GTG, but we know these runners, they don't need logic for that one.
So now I guess as we actually look at how our runners are splitting this up now we see a chance for Wash to really, really kind of put some distance here. Getting through Forest Temple early and knowing most of these checks, or at least all the early checks, could really pay off big. If a bow is here and they just get to finish and map out everything in Forest Temple this early and run through it this quick, that could be big because AYAYAlpha Gamers is actually going to be doubling up on the mountain, which I guess makes sense. Riley knows that he needs to get there and get the 2 items that are in there that are necessary and then go buy silvers. But this will be interesting to see if they both have to stack up for a little while after being so split in the early game.
Yeah, Star, you are right. Long shot is fully in logic, so we don't need opponents for that. But we did see the wallet in Forest. That means Juke doesn't have to go into DC either now.
Well, no, he needs hovers. Well, I guess we don't know that.
Well, yeah.
Well, we don't know that he needs hovers, actually.
He may need hovers. He doesn't need hovers.
A second try for an enemy Z for stopping Link the Goron.
You know, King Dodongo should do some training with Link the Goron. Say the young one has a lot to teach the king.
I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a possible Spirit Temple dip, maybe, at some point soon. What do you think?
I mean, someone's gonna, I guess, yeah, it's that, or I'm curious when someone's gonna try to pull the trigger on Fire Temple.
I think we're gonna see the fire here.
Yeah, at least the song.
Well, that's now our logic to get Nocturne.
And this was in logic with both the hovers and the hook shot at this point, so yeah, he's just gonna leave.
Yep.
Well, do some hammer checks at least.
Finally, Juke is getting some bomb chew here. And Anatomy Z is going to be seeing that second strength upgrade shortly. Composer's Grave Song was Prelude.
Correct. So now, actually, with the way that this is divided up, we're actually kind of seeing all 4 of our runners in the same general spot. So this actually, I think, is going to give us a pretty good indication of where they are in relation to each other. Because I believe that Juke is going to be heading in to get hover. No, so they're forgoing hovers right now. Did Juke grab those already? I forget if Juke did.
He does not have them.
Okay, he doesn't have them. So
It's only ATZ who grabbed them on that side, and I mean they can leave Shadow to ATZ if it comes to that for now.
right. Yeah, this is still a pretty good way to see how they've divided things up right now. So now the question is, okay, we're gonna see Mido skip. I'm curious here what the next call to make is, because we still don't have a bow. And two of these temples are... one of them very much reliant on a bow. The other one... I mean, you can... I'm still shocked that we haven't seen any bows yet at this point.
Oh, if it's like the seed I've played last night, you're gonna have to go into GTG, get a third strength, and then go see a certain fairy.
The Goron Tune they can get purple is right here. On what an enemies he just got on the scrub, so they're not going to buy the one in the shop. I think Anatomy Z could learn that strat that Juke did.
Just on the spot. Just, yeah, look at this, do this flip, do that flip.
Interesting. We see Riley go out of his way to get another hint stone, which fortunately only told him about the hook shot again.
And then the most aggressive way to take down that evil Goron I've ever seen. I'm taking you with me, buddy.
And we do see Goomba as our first visitor to the Fire Temple. So now we'll get to see whether or not we are bow locked in here.
Goomba's been taking the deep dives into some of these temples. And now I wonder if Riley's going to make the first spirit dip. I don't know. With no Bolero, though. No Bolero. I mean, you can always go Lost
He might
Woods.
go Forest, yeah. He might go pick up Nocturne and check out the Forest Temple.
Yeah.
So yeah, interesting fact here. Both players on Washed, they did not realize they had free Scarecrow, so they both did the trick to get up onto the top of Sacred Forest Meadow.
I mean, hey, if you went through all the trouble of learning the tech, you know, where else are you going to show it off if not on stream?
Not a better place to show it off than the Silver Gauntlets.
Top 8 of the Silver Gauntlets.
Again, just to bring up what's on the line here, we have a top 4 spot on the line here. The winner of this match will be playing Father-Son Bonding or Dampe Digging Rush once that match is decided.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, when Juke... Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say that Goomba got 3 keys right off the bat at the beginning of Fire Temple here. Just handing you as many keys as possible here. Oh, and we got a Giant's Wallet sighting.
Yeah, that was the one that Juke got earlier. Engel, do you remember how deep Juke got? I think he beat the Stalfos and left. Was that... I don't remember him going too much deeper.
Yeah, I don't think he did. So maybe that's why we're seeing ATZ come in here to go a little further, because it couldn't be just to get the wallet. He already had one.
Right. Now Riley not going to go for the skip playing Zarya song. Hey, why not?
Yeah, Juke didn't have a way to get to the courtyard, but I believe an enemy Z has Song of Time here, so he can go in there.
Yeah. Oh, and there's the boss key in fire.
Okay.
So I think we're gonna see the old Vagia fight.
And that force medallion isn't as appetizing now because I believe the two songs locked behind force medallion are Minuet and Bolero. Yeah, I think that's what it would be.
Yeah,
And
as we
depending,
see-
yeah. Go
as
ahead.
we see Goomba with the nice little setup there to skip the Song of Time block.
Have to go for the skull because you know that your long shot's locked behind it. And there's an early Forest Temple boss key.
And Riley's going to be joining in Museum the Forest Temple here.
Yeah. So this is kind of interesting here. They've all got close to the same inventory here, but it looks like Goomba's a little bit further ahead in the Fire Temple, and Riley's a little bit behind, or I'm sorry, ATZ is a little bit ahead in the Forest Temple, so very, very close here despite everything that changed at the start of this. I mean, there really were a lot of opportunities to get burned, but, you know, credit washed. And one of the things that I've heard is sometimes you need to know, you know, what's worth really diving in and checking and what's worth saving for later, and it hasn't come back to bite him so far.
I believe NineWholeGrains is going to be able to do one more check here, Floor Master. And then I believe that's it. Oh, he can peek the skull as well. So 2 more checks.
He can just get it.
Oh, right, because he can climb up on the catwalk.
Yeah. So he's got 2 checks left, unless he finds a bow in one of them.
And probably as expected, Goomba's not going to opt to go any deeper. Unless he got key locked. I wasn't paying attention to his screen.
No, he does not want for keys right now.
I feel like it's necessary to bring this up because a lot of people realize, especially on co-op settings, that Forest Temple just dipping it is pretty strong. You get a pretty good chunk of checks even if you're missing 1 item.
Yeah, it's pretty fast to just clear out like the courtyard area. If you have to leave and come back, you're not really, you know, running through parts of the dungeon you've already been in.
So what you're saying is that co-op settings saved Forest Temple.
I don't think anything can save Forest Temple, to be honest.
Well, at least our runners have saved us from the quad forest, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
They were kind enough to give us the 2 and 2 here.
2 in Forest, 2 in Fire. You know, it's not great, but beggars cannot be choosers in this situation. Alright, see what the Floor Master has for us.
Or Master's a bloopy, and now Juke does have the boss key, and I think he's trying to figure out if he wants to do one more check here. Not really sure.
He's probably going to do the Song of Time block as well, and then fight the boss. Oh, and another key for Forest, so we're locked out there.
Volvaja drops a small key as well, so still a lot of progress to be made in Fire Temple if they choose to do it.
All right, it is time, everyone. Stone Forest, baby.
Stone Shadow?
Or Stone Shadow, right.
Yep. We said it at the start of the stream, everybody. Stone Shadow is a free way of the hero hint.
Yeah, in a hint distribution setting where there are no way of the hero's hint, this is a way of the hero hint. And now I can imagine once Fire Temple is done by Juke, he might possibly dip Spirit Temple once he finishes up here.
Yeah, I'm really curious as to what Goomba is going to be going for here, because he's going to getting Nocturne, so...
Yeah, I think he might be on the same Stone Shadow as Freeway of the Hero.
Yeah. Going to get Nocturne here, and then at that point, Forest will be all the way mapped out, so he'll know at that point if he needs to dive into it, if there's anything here to be had. And then maybe Riley goes Spirit at that point? Because he's almost done with Forest. So they're going to have a decision to make of how they want to split this up.
Curious if Juke here will delve deeper into fire once he beats the boss, as we saw Goomba didn't. I'm thinking no, normally we all hate going to deep fire, but it could be a place for them to separate from Ayaya.
Mm-hmm. All right, so it is going to be Riley making the spirit check.
That is if he can beat Volvagia.
Juke, no!
Oh no, dude. Gonna cost him a couple minutes there, say the least.
Yeah, you really have to respect her fire breath there. The range and damage it does is...
Yo, we have a gold gauntlet sighting that was silver gauntlets locked.
Yeah, that's big. Do you just go Light Trial now?
I mean, you're already...
I think he'll do some with Spirit.
Yeah, I mean, he has Prelude, so... Well, I guess he has to be an adult anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but... Wow. Gold's being... You know, Engel, what did you say about your bow being gold's locked?
Yeah, it was in the ferry that was gold's locked, but...
Did you just
I had to go through all of GTG to get that one.
Jeez. Also, kind of interesting to note here that it looks like Goomba's also going to do what he can of Forest Temple, since he knows he's going to have to eventually. Or maybe he's just going to beat the Stalfos and leave, but it's already been mapped out, so they can run through it efficiently here once the bow finally does come into play.
Remember, we still don't have logical bombs anywhere.
Yeah, I was just going to say that as we saw ATZ still using the bomb shoes.
He got that big, I think it was the 20 pack earlier, and he's down to 4. At this point, they're probably hoping that bombs are going to show up soon. I think Goomba might be going to Light Trial here now.
You ever wonder how there's this nice grassy grotto underneath the desert? No, just me? Okay.
Well, I mean, do we need to pull up the Ocarina of Time iceberg?
That's more than an iceberg, man. That's a full glacier.
Well, Goomba looks like he's going to do some miscellaneous checks first.
Looks like we've got pretty much all the spirit keys we need. So we check the Song of Time Skull.
Alright, so we're about an hour 14 in here. So let's talk about items that we're missing for Go Mode here. So we're still missing Bow, still missing Jabu's Letter, we're still missing Mirror Shield, and I think that's it. Assuming bombs aren't needed.
Right. Well, I mean, bombs are needed. We need a logical bomb bag somewhere, right? Because doesn't the... Well, no, never mind, because I forgot that it's Stone Shadow, so we wouldn't need that.
Yeah, so Bow, Mirror, Shield, Letter, and eventually get that Light Arrow hint.
I want to point out, by the way, that an enemy has been on Team Never Buy a Shield this whole time, so props to him.
Just banking on the fact that eventually Mirror Shield is going to come to help. I need it. It's going to show up eventually.
Oh, wrong shield.
So close yet so far. Also, kind of cool to note, Goomba did take the extra trip to go ahead and pick up Prelude there, knowing that he's going to have to go back Child eventually. Save a little time. We've seen in our races that just a couple minutes afforded to you by having the right Warp Song or Furor's Wind can absolutely win a race for you if it's tight.
Now, if Shadow Temple doesn't have anything and Light Trial does, I can definitely see AYAYAlpha Gamers pull away here.
Yeah, I think it'll depend here. Juke just got through Vivace. If Juke goes back to the desert here, then I imagine we're probably going to see a similar discussion happen on that end, but still a lot to be done before then.
Oh,
all right, there's one of the three.
So, Stone Shadow.
Stone Shadow with the hero once again.
Now, will we see...
Oh, Spike Room, too!
Yeah, will we see... Is he gonna leave Shadow after finishing this room off, though? Or will he keep going?
I think he needs to do the skull still.
Yeah, he forgot the skull.
Alright. You need to make a play. What are you gonna do? Okay, he's not gonna continue.
We have a scale here as well. That could be very nice. Scale in Spirit Temple.
Remember, Anatomy Z does not have the second strength here.
Doesn't?
Doesn't say it on his tracker, so maybe he does.
I'm gonna say I think he may have just forgotten to update that.
In which case, he forgot gold. Okay, he didn't do it, but he forgot gold gauntlets.
Yeah, I didn't.
We'll see if that's gonna be something that bites him in the butt.
Light trial. So yeah, all we're looking for at this point is Oh, wait a minute. Actually, AYAYAlpha Gamers hasn't done. Have they done anything in Ganon's? I thought Riley did some of it.
I thought he did too.
Maybe he just came in here for skulls or something else. Yeah, I could see that.
Or alternatively, they forgot what was in here, so now he has to check all of it again.
It was the old, there's some skulls on, as one of the scrubs, yeah, just get them all.
Oh, he was out of money, that's why. Can't we just pretend that our racers say are incompetent?
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was.
Totally not a high-level race today.
I can confirm, by the way, our dear friend Majarkin has informed me that it was indeed for the skulls. So,
and we see Goomba getting some blue fire here. I wonder if he's doing some preparation to go to Ice Cavern, which is weird because he doesn't have Rudo's letter yet.
No, but you don't really need the bottle for anything else right now, so you're here. You might as well pick up the fire just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Save a little time. Also worth noting, Riley finally got the boss key, and it was up on the goddess's her left hand, our right hand, or what looks like a right hand to us. So, interesting place for the boss key. But we do know that Spirit Temple logic isn't going to require the long shot. So,
I think Anatomy Z wishes he got that Ferris win just a little bit earlier than that. One of the masters of using that.
What in the world? Riley, how did that not knock you down? Riley was definitely halfway between two moving platforms there, and I don't understand how he got knocked, or how he didn't get knocked off. When you're good, I guess.
Nothing terribly enticing in Light Trial so far.
Yeah, and
Spirit
Riley then with-
Title seems to be dead otherwise. It looks like, yep, we're gonna get another Shadow Dip. And one more check until Electrile's dead.
So now then, where is Goomba going to go? Oh, and actually, yeah, something interesting to note here. There is going to be a little bit of time lost by Washed, because remember that Washed opted to, or Juke opted to not get the hovers earlier, so had to take a little bit of time to do that. So now, where does Goomba go? I guess he's still got a little bit more he needs to finish here inside of Ganon's, but Riley's going to need a little minute here to get that bottle.
And also, Anatomy Z and Team Wash never check these child spirit checks, so now they have to take a little bit of time. So now we're going to start to see some of the plays that Riley and Goomba did earlier are going to slowly catch up to Team Wash here as they need to do all these checks that they skipped before.
I believe this is our first spirit trial check, too. So, if anything's in here, that could open things up a little. When life gives you bomb shoes.
Yeah, this has just been a sort of series of unfortunate events for AYAYA, and like they continue to be the first to find progression items, like the hook shot, like the golds, and the items continue to just not pay out in terms of them having access to more checks.
Oh, and this is going to bite a little bit too, because look at this. Goomba's going to be a child when Riley finds... Oh, maybe he's only doing this check. We'll see. Is he going to be a child, or is he just getting the song? So yeah, he's going to be a child, and he's going to have a couple minutes here as a child before Riley gets to the bottle. So this is going to be maybe a little bit of interesting routing here of what he's going to have to do to work this in. He hasn't gone bottom of the well yet, so he needs to go get his magic. So maybe it's not a horrible time to go ahead and do that, but I'd certainly like to make this loop once you've already gotten the bottle.
Yeah,
So,
but unfortunately he has to get this magic so he can then go in shadow and get the letter.
yep. Oh yeah, that's
By
actually
the way,
not really punish him at
Oh,
all because he
God.
did need his magic. So yeah, never mind.
It's
Totally
not a punishing, but it is kind of an awkward go child, go back adult, go back child kind of.
and something to note here as well, Goomba has still hasn't done Deku Tree yet.
Yeah, he will
That's
be
gonna
able
be
to
a-
skip straight down though. With
That's
the
gonna be
dins.
a couple of minutes, but
Yeah, only
it's interesting to see if that is gonna be bad for him later on. Probably not, but like you said, it's only gonna be a couple minutes.
Well, we're getting to the point now, like you were saying, Tudos, where like suddenly a couple minutes might make the difference. 'Cause-
Now, hear me out. There's one way that him going there late could pay out big. Our
That's
very
just,
favorite skull.
Yeah, the bombable wall skull that has bow or something.
is there that isn't in logic though. Unless Skull Mask had the bomb bag, that can't be in logic.
Have we not seen the skull mask hint?
I asked that earlier. I don't think that we had seen it, and I'm looking at my sheet. It's hinted. Okay, it was.
Oh, the skull was hinted dead. Okay.
Okay.
I can't read signed. And apparently the Deku back skull is hinted dead, so that was.
Well,
Well, skull mask is a sometimes hit. Okay, never mind.
Gotcha. So, okay, the back skull. So, okay. So I was right. Okay, so that wasn't hinted. Okay, we're good. So Skull Mask can still be the bomb bag, as it was the last time we watched AYAYAlpha Gamers. Great. But we know that there's nothing in that skull. So that's good.
Yo, are we gonna get a Lens of Truth game check? I think we are.
May as well.
The gamer play right here. Yo, let's see some guesses here for Lens of Truth game. I'm gonna say right, left, right.
All rights all the way.
as we see
Oh,
Chad
I was
Hall
already wrong.
Everyone also trying to figure out where this bomb bag actually is. Could be in this game, could be on the mask. Have we actually seen anyone play the storms in the river?
Yeah, I think so. I think Anatomy Z was there.
There have definitely been people there late enough that they could have made that check. So I
couldn't remember if he did it as adult or child, and
so now domain has to come into play. Although, because at this point, I think that they've.
Yeah, domain is in play. I believe there are a few players here that are only a handful of skulls away too from long shot, which would bring GTG into play. And I mean, we don't have iron boots, so no stone water.
No stone water, yeah. And at this point, what checks are left that they could possibly have? That they could possibly have bomb bag. Because this, if I'm not mistaken, this Rudo's letter was bomb locked. Because Hammer can't open that skull wall, correct?
Yep, it cannot. So that is an out of logic Rudo's letter as of right now.
I don't think anyone's been to the adult lake either. So it could be adult fishing or on the lab. Because I believe the hook shot, yeah, you could have got the skulls one.
All right, here's Goomba going Deku Tree here. We're now gonna see if that skull is anything.
Well, we know it is, and we found out it was hinted dead. Skull Mask wasn't hinted. It was this that was hinted dead, but.
Oh, okay.
Interesting to note, Riley's diving deeper, so I wonder if Juke is going to follow suit or if he's just going to get the letter, a couple keys, and bail. You're going to Furor's Wind, okay. Interesting. Another opportunity for some divergence. Hearing that the bomb bag logically blocks hovers too. Is that? I thought we had Hammer at that point.
Did indeed have Hammer.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, was it in the scrubs behind King Dodongo's face? Was it those scrubs?
No, it was the one by bomb bag.
Yeah, Hammer would do it for those scrubs. So there's the golds.
Well, Juke's stream is dead. Whoever predicted Enemy's Eve stream would die was incorrect.
Well,
at least as of right now.
Who made the objectively incorrect statement earlier about anime stereotypes? So, you know, it all comes back.
So clearly he just forfeit.
Goomba getting the Eye of Din's fire, so it's going to take me 2 minutes to get through Deku Tree strat. And now Riley's going to be able to lead the way through Domain. So we're going to see Domain here. Now, we know for a fact we're not going to see Bomb Bag in Domain, but Bo could still be here.
We could see Bomb Bag in there, I think.
Not the Bomb Bag. Oh, wait, no. Riley had a scale.
Yeah, we had a scale that I think was in logic.
Got that scale on Adult Side Spirit. Did he have... I forget... Did he need bombs to get to that? I don't know that he did.
I don't think he did, so I think it could be here.
All it would have been the first strength you could get. You had Hammer at the time, so yeah, this could be a very long way to get into it, but I guess it is technically still in logic with what they have. So it could be the first bomb bag, which would be a wild, wacky thread to spin to get to this point, but
yeah. Or it could just be out here in the wasteland. As we'll see what ATZ finds. Got a little nice synchronized Din's Fire use there.
2 different places, but they're doing it. I believe this is the first Skull Kid check that we have, too. Riley doing it on the way out to, Hey, nice, heart container. Doing it on the way out to head to domain. Yeah, Toxic Oxygen asking who's winning. We're not entirely sure either.
It's very close right now, and it's gonna depend on where these last couple items are.
Yeah, I can tell you with pretty solid certainty that AYAYAlpha Gamers have been more thorough, but that's not always the recipe. So it's hard to tell now that we can't see Juke as well, but at least on our screen right now, we can tell you that Riley's going to be the first one to get inside of Zora's domain. So this could tell us a lot in terms of what's left to happen in this seed. He's going to be able to do Jabu, and if anything is in the shop or any of these domain checks, this one might, the gas pedal might get stepped on for sure. Juke's on Ganon right now, probably.
Well, we see nothing of value in this shop here. So
I'm actually surprised Riley didn't buy the skull.
yeah, he's got all the money. But we didn't need the third wallet, it looks like.
$290 for a Deku stick. Inflation, everybody.
Hey man, they're stronger than, you know, the Kokiri sword, so...
Same power as the Master Sword. It's pretty remarkable. I guess they probably don't get a ton of trees inside of Zora's domain, so maybe it makes a little more sense. Okay, so Goomba's done. They're not going to be taking any deeper of a dive. I think we're going to see three gamers inside of Jabu.
Yo, the triple Jabu dip.
Yeah, and Riley has stopped marking his skulls. Please do not look at that and see 14 and say, well, why in the world isn't he collecting any more skulls? So again, it looks like Riley's going to be the first one to get inside of Jabu. Provided that Juke isn't already there. And I guess since we have a little minute here, it really is remarkable with these top runners and top teams, just the breadth of stuff that they can do in, I mean, 90 minutes, essentially, this has been, as we see ATZ, unfortunately, having a little bit of trouble with these torches. Does get it. Not necessarily in the same order that you'd expect it to happen, but, you know, things happen with fire physics. But, I mean, really, with the exception of just a couple locations here and a temple or two, this has been some clean pickings here in just about 95 minutes of gameplay. And it really does, again, show you how efficiently these teams are able to split and get through. As we do have Juke stream back. And look at that, everybody. We're all in the domain. Or in Jabu.
The enemy Z strat was actually a little bit different than what people normally do there. He actually did flame storage so he could do the torch thing backwards. And Juke dumping those poor bugs straight into the water. Rest in peace, bugs.
They are 100% dead right now. No question. Actually, I know earlier we saw a reverse wasteland. I guess that was only done in order to check the wasteland check itself.
I would say so.
Yeah, he left, so opting not to do anything in GTG. I guess at this point, they probably understand, like, logically, as nice as check density is, like, GTG is still a few skulls away. Although I wonder, the tricky thing with skull logic is, like, it's sometimes hard to predict exactly when you can access 30 skulls. So it's hard to determine, like, yes, the long shot is in logic, but how hard do I want to go for that logic?
Yeah, well, they did have boomerang in a bottle very early, so I think from the get-go they could have gotten the 30 had they wanted to push it.
Yeah, hookshot was pretty early too, so.
Well, hookshot, no, I guess it was hammer locked, so yeah, they could have got that. And I think they just want to push the medallion here. Jabu's not as terrible with all the skulls in play. And we're close to the end in terms of what we need.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, press 1 if you're ready for Quad Jabu's belly in the chat right now.
What a wonderful... It's wild, man. Like, Quad Forest, you can see, because it's forest. Like, it's long. Even if you run through it pretty cleanly, you're still going to be spending a couple, like, I don't know, 10, 11, 15 minutes in there, even if you have it mapped out. Jabu is not nearly as long of a dungeon, and yet, we're still going to see it.
Don't worry, I'm sure we won't find a bow in Jabu, which leads to Quad Forest. There's no way.
Oh, no.
Speaking into existence,
so.
my friend. Yeah, the rough part here is you can't really even... you can't really split it. You're just kind of relying on ATZ to make the checks with Juke right behind. It's like, okay, do I do this? Do I not do this? I don't want to pass you, but here we are. Look at this. They're on the platform at the same time. So I guess the next question now is, if Bo isn't here, where do they split to go? Because as far as I can tell in terms of just sheer progression, I think they're pretty well even, right? The last real remaining outlier was Goomba needed to do Deku. He's done that now. He's gotten his magic.
I think the only places left are Deep Fire and GTG for major progression areas.
Yeah, we've got those two, or our favorite ice cavern.
NineWholeGrains special.
Oh baby, I've been waiting. I haven't said anything about it yet. I've been biding my time. There is also, I don't think anyone's done Adult Lake yet. I believe Engel. I know you mentioned it earlier.
We can still go to Adult Lake.
Yeah. Never a fun thing to do without Serenade. When it's stone water, but God, no Serenade, no Eponas. Ugh.
And Gerudo Valley, Hammer Rocks, and the Storm's Grotto just sitting out there. It's a lot of random checks where one of these bows could be.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, this race, I think it could very well come down to where they find one. Unless it's just sitting here in Jabu, in which case, you know, we're all going to have it in a minute.
Yep. I think the interesting thing to note is I believe with the exception of Forest Temple, where everyone had to stop at a certain point, I think that AYAYAlpha made a little bit more progress into Fire Temple, and I think that Riley may have gone maybe a room or two further into Shadow Temple. So if they do opt to end up going into any of those, they are a little bit ahead in that regard. But yeah, I think this is just going to come down to execution here. We're starting to run out of checks.
Yeah, I mean, there's still, I think, bottom of the well, Team Washed has some bomb checks if they go back to that, but I think that's probably lower on their priority list.
They are child right now, so
Yeah, they are a child, so maybe they hop in before going adult, but
Purple, thank you for the gift subs.
you know, the quad Jabu 4 subs.
Jabu subs.
This is a very close race, though. This legitimately could come down to the wire and fundamentals at the end.
Well, and a lot of times when we see these races too, when it becomes a look or kind of a guessing game for one item, the team that was more thorough does have the advantage because, well, they were more thorough. They know more checks aren't there. So I think if you're on the side of Team Washed here, you need to hope that that bow shows up here pretty quickly while they're making progression, natural progression. If not, then it's going to become a goose chase, and there are a couple miscellaneous checks that are still there to go back and clear. Meanwhile, if you're AYAYAlpha Gamers fans, you want the exact opposite, right? You want it to be somewhere else on progression or in a temple that they'd already cleared a little bit more in. But we're an hour and 45 minutes in, and still quite a bit left to be done in terms of a bow, dude. It's
Where could it be? There's 3 of them.
come on. We already know it's not light trial, so I mean, I guess we can assume that there's probably a locked bow somewhere. Is it all just gonna? Are we about to get into deep forest and find the other 2 bows?
We could. You know, maybe.
Also, where's the bombs?
Well, we were guessing maybe bombs on Skull Mask, but what if that's the bow?
That's very adult Lake having one of those 2 is looking more and more likely to me.
Well, Jabu, we're down to Baronade or Bust for any items in here.
Yep, Riley's going to be the first one in there.
All right, 4 clean Jabu fights, right? Is this what we're going to see here? Who's going to make the mistake? Who's going to be the one person to make this mistake? Nice clean fight from Riley so far. Bow chest is bow locked.
There we go. That's about as clean a Baronade fight as you're going to get there from Riley.
And nothing in Jabu, so now all eyes on Riley to see where he goes with this.
Well, he still hasn't done Fire Temple yet, so that's one option if he wants to catch up is on dungeons or if he's going to push for progression.
Yeah, that is fair. He could go beat the boss and maybe go deeper fire if they think a boat could be up there. I believe they had quite a few keys from the early going, so they might not be bow locked.
Nah, they might not. Very nice fight from Juke as well.
Well, 1500 horseback is nothing there.
So I could finish this seed.
All right, so what is the priority next here? Is it Ice Cavern? Is it GTG? What are we expecting to see?
Oh, all of the wallets.
Tycoon
That's
Bomb,
what we see.
apparently.
God.
We're rich. We don't need to beat Ganon.
So Goomba was at 28 skulls, and I didn't quite catch what Riley was at. But Longshot, I have to imagine that whatever. So of course they're both going to go back to adult here. I have to imagine that Riley's going to go and clear Fire Temple, and then after he's done with that, Goomba will probably have his Longshot, and at that point they can make a different play. If he gets his long shot in time, maybe Riley won't go deep fire, but...
Yeah, I think what I'd like to see here is one of them go out to GTG, maybe Goomba, because you can do most of that dungeon, Fortress Chest, and the couple things in Gerudo Valley, and then segue into the Adult Lake, potentially. Just get a ton of the checks out of the way. That hopefully gets you your bow.
No, it's going to be a reverse wasteland here. So Riley's
the one doing it. Yeah,
this is a good. I think this. I hadn't really even considered this too, but this will. And of course, all these runners are capable of doing reverse wasteland. It's not a matter of whether they can or not. But now this will, I guess, alleviate Goomba from having to get long shot potentially, or he can still go get it anyway, and then they have it if they need it, but now they'll know for certain whether or not they need it in the desert. I'm actually a little more curious with what Wash is going to do. It looks like it's going to be a similar play here.
It looks like we're going to have the double GTG here. Which again, for check density, I think makes the most sense for our runners. Though I'm not sure, maybe you could have said Riley go to fire while Goomba goes reverse wasteland.
Yeah, this is
interesting to see where Goomba goes. Maybe
Yeah.
ice.
Ice could be a good play. It's of course very powerful in these settings. Of course, that is a pretty decent size commitment to make. Riley at 23 skulls finally didn't push A fast enough for me to read it. Make it 24. And it looks like ATZ, if he's here, he's double checking. He's at 29. So he's here for one reason and one reason only.
Yeah,
Play that sun song, get your last skull.
He's getting
Riley,
it.
Goomba's going to be doing the same, it looks like. Wow, mirroring each other. And I gotta say, Goomba made up some time in Jabu.
Yeah,
He was the last Jabu by a couple minutes. And I know Riley had mapped it out so he could get through it pretty quickly, but still, very good.
Yeah, very clean. It was kind of awkward for Wash to both be literally on top of each other in that dungeon. But we see Riley buying some bomb juice since they still don't have the actual bombs. With Juke as well.
There's our long shot.
It's amazing at this point in the race how almost synced up Riley and Juke are here.
They even both have the Tycoon's wallets.
And now we see Goomba going over to Ice Cavern.
Yep.
There's gonna be a split here.
This is a pretty significant split. And now maybe this is where the earlier thorough play starts to matter. Or maybe he's just going for a skull. No?
I think maybe he's going to fire because, like Riley, he also has to finish that out.
Yeah.
On a...
Yo, Goomba with the magic bean strats for Adult River.
That'll save you a little time. So yeah, this is the divergence point, I think, maybe of the game. Because, again, Riley does still need to do Fire Temple. And I guess at this point, they're just trying to put it off as long as they can. But this could be big. Riley's going to check the Valley chests first. And then go GTG, it looks like.
now imagine this. Imagine if a bow was found in Ice Cavern, but then a bow was also found in Deep Fire.
Oh, there's our bomb bag. We finally found it.
Hey! We did it.
Not progression, but now we know. Is that a long shot locked bomb bag?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was long
30
shot. Or
skull
all dungeons.
that was behind 30.
Because
But
they
no,
can't.
that can't be all dungeons because Shadow is.
Wow! Wow! That's worse than Skull Mask.
Oh,
If
and there's
that-
our light arrows as well in Valley.
Okay.
We're just the
Oh
bow away
my.
now.
Unbelievable. A bow away. So now this ice cavern play is, I don't want to call it bad necessarily, because of course if you
Oh,
find what you
actually-
need, then it's genius,
I
but-
misspoke. There is still Mirror Shield.
oh yeah, never mind. They do need mirror shield.
Silly me. You know,
Mirror-
I just like to forget that fight because.
Pretty sure everyone does. I don't blame you. Oh! Juke is dead again.
Rough.
Juke is really representing his team name right now.
I mean, it's rough out there living on the 4-heart life.
Gonna say it's actually more stunning to me that Juke is still on 4 hearts. All right, well, that's gonna give a little bit more leniency to Riley here. He's of course already made all the other checks, and Juke hasn't gotten too deep into GTG.
So
So
far,
now-
nothing in ice for Goomba.
Deep ice or deep fire? Or sitting in adult fishing with that poor man, just like, I want to give away this bow to anybody who can catch this fish, but no one's come to, no one's come to fish in years.
Now, what if our favorite bomb chew bowling girl is just sitting there like, man, does no one want either of these bows as prizes? Wow, I should have picked some other prizes.
Done bomb to bowling? Oh, well, they couldn't. They just got.
They
Oh
couldn't,
no!
yeah, they just got bomb bags, so
They just got the bomb bag. Angle, your brain is too big for this.
that would be a real kicker if she was just sitting there like, man, I thought bows would great prizes. What's wrong here?
Thought this would drum up business, but as it turns out, the Gerudo stole the only bomb bag in existence and hidden behind a rock that only a legendary Goron treasure could get behind. Pretty good place to hide it, I'd say. Yeah, and I think Riley just caught up to Juke and GTG as well.
Yeah, those two have just been kind of neck and neck on top of each other here. The big difference is if Goomba finds something in this final chest up in ice, or the skull.
Mm-hmm. Riley's got a few more checks here if he doesn't find anything. I figure suddenly there really isn't an like, there are options, but I mean, at that point, you almost have to send Riley into Deep Fire.
Yeah, I think he would probably go down to the lake and then Deep Fire if we're not
Well, I feel like
finding anything.
the lake is probably Goomba's territory at this point.
Well, they don't have a song to get there, so it's I think it's easier if Riley just hops down the waterfall.
It is, but he's... I feel like if someone is going to check deep fire, it may as well be Riley, as he's doing fire naturally. And I feel like
I
that
mean, I guess Goomba does need to come out and get the light arrows, so they could leave that to him as well then.
Mm-hmm.
With just a purple rupee on our skull. Oh, and we see Goomba struggling a little bit to get this jump here.
It's hard to set it up from this. I've seen a lot of people set it up from the pillar instead. Actually, Dudos, that's... You set it up from the pillar, right?
Well... Yeah, I set it from the pillar.
Oh, there it is.
GTG bow.
Here we go. We just need Mirror Shield.
Yep. Man, oh man.
And now we can imagine the adult fishing guy saying like, I just need to give away this mirror shield because no one's doing the fishing games adult because the lake is dry.
And BGS. Oh, baby. It's all on the table now.
Yeah, but this is kind of looking bad here for Team AYAYA with Goomba. Just kind of wasting time in Ice Cavern unless this final check is...
If this is mirror shield, though.
If this is mirror shield, they win. Like... I mean, I guess at some point you could probably see Washed going out there, but I mean, they're gonna know here in a second if they don't already that their bow is here. Yeah, they got their bow, so. Oh wait, you're gonna go back child now?
Although I guess Juke never went to Gerudo Valley there.
Ooh.
Oh, it was just light arrows, so it's.
I mean, they'll get told.
They'll get told, but it would be a time loss.
It's not an easy place to get back to without Eponas.
Yeah.
And it's the butter knife out there.
Butter knife.
Butter knife with minuet, so.
So that was a complete waste for Goomba. So unless Team Wash also goes out there looking for Mirror Shield, that could be big.
Very imperative that Goomba gets this lensless wasteland clean. You can't afford to lose too much time here. Because as things stand right now, depending on how quickly he gets there, he's still going to be in a fine spot to pick up the bow, the light arrows, and head out. Or head over to Forest or something like that. I still think Riley's kind of in the awkward spot right now.
Yeah, he still has to do fire, but...
Oh, here we go. Anatomy Z's going to make that Gerudo Valley check here. Because he's going to Gerudo Valley right now with a long shot.
That's right. He has it. So now the question is it hidden in toilet, and will anybody be willing to check it?
Well, they can't yet, so...
Oh, that's right, no iron boots.
But we do have a lot of checks open in random spots now. This Mirror Shield.
Did we get one for adults shooting? No, I don't think we did.
Yeah, it could just be in Kakariko on the bow game.
Yeah, actually, I think that's what... Riley might be checking that right now, actually.
Yeah, he might do that and then now finally go into fire.
Yeah, because he doesn't have... Well, he can't have Bolero, so yeah. So yeah, I think, once again, that worked out really, really well for Washed.
Oh, almost warped. Juke just barely was told that the light arrows are here, and he just got saved from being warped. That was insanely
That is
close.
clutch. That would have been a big time loss if he had to come back.
No, he set his furores.
Oh, he did? Okay,
He did.
then not so much, but
Minute or two.
he'd have lost 30 seconds.
Still clutch.
It was clutch. True.
Bow locked bow. Yeah. Yeah, you hate to see it.
Classic. Yeah, now all of a sudden, all these bomb and bull checks are going to be coming out of the woodwork here.
Yeah, it's right now. I'd say this is probably the first time that we can definitively say that one team is in the lead. Washed with that bow location and with nothing being inside of Ice Cavern, they are, I would say, fairly comfortably in the lead here. It's not going to take too long. This isn't the deepest in GTG that you have to go to get the bow, but the fact that Riley still is a temple behind everybody, I think is going to maybe come back to bite them.
Yeah, it's not a huge lead.
Oh
we
wait,
don't know where...
did Juke not finish fire?
No, he's going forest, I think.
Oh, he's going to forest.
They don't have Minuet because that was an ice.
No,
But they don't have a huge lead here. Riley's not going to take too long in fire. It depends on where Mirror Shield is now. If it's in forest, that could be the GG. If it's not, though, then I think we have a game. Because then you're still on a big hunt, and Wash could easily go out to ice looking for it.
Yep, or go back to well. There's a lot of places they could go. So now, yeah, BGS gets equipped. Is this going to be a forest run for
Are we about to get like a triple forest?
We might yet, unless he's going. Is he getting double defense? No, he's just leaving. Is he? Oh, he has to get his light arrows. That's right.
Yeah, he's gonna pick those up and
then probably to forest. And actually, Minuet might.
That speeds him up a little to get there, but
yeah, he might actually be the first one. Well, no, it looks like Juke's going to get there just a little bit before, but he certainly should get there before ATZ, if I'm not mistaken. There's his long shot if he needs it. I don't believe that Goomba did any of Forest Temple. I think Riley was the one who pushed Forest earlier.
Yeah, it's gonna be all comes down to how much of Forest Temple each of these guys do now.
yeah, it looks like Juke has to do everything here.
Yeah, I believe it was Riley and ATZ who did that. So Riley's going to be going up against Volvaji here shortly. And he doesn't have a quick warp either. So he's going to lose a little bit of time there.
He's going to have to just run up.
Yep. Yep, it was an interesting. There's really no easy way to slice when you feel like you need to do both GTG and Ice Cavern because there's still progression items locked. But if they had sent Riley to do Fire Temple and then, I guess hindsight's 20/20 on that one. I guess I can't. I should be the last person blaming anybody. I should be the last person blaming anybody for going Ice Cavern. Like.
Yeah.
And all of Water Temple is still technically... Well, I guess we don't know where the last scale is, so Water Temple's not necessarily in play, but... Kind of interesting to... Just that is still hanging over everybody's heads. Pretty nice Volvaji fight there from Riley, too, making up some time.
Yep, and then we're gonna see everyone's favorite, the old quad forest.
Yep, I already see the sleeping caps coming out in the chat, and I too am feeling a bit resident sleeper about this. So I'm gonna go refill my coffee cup. I'll be right back.
Resident Sleeper, dude. Forest has the most exciting gameplay. The rooms literally twist around and twist back. What's not exciting about that?
Man, you got all this snug music in there. It's good
Yeah,
time.
this is 2020. I can't believe you're hating Forest Temple.
But while we do have all of this, what is chat thinking for Mirror Shield? Do we have any bets going on where this final thing will be?
Yeah, let's get a bet going for Mirror Shield. Where is it? Yo, what if it's on Skull Mask?
It could be.
Probably end up being in Forest or something lame.
Nah, come on. We gotta have one last twist to the seed, right?
Oh no. If it's in Water Temple, they need to find irons, but they haven't found irons yet.
Yeah, or they could find gold scale and go in with that, but it could be there. It could be somewhere in Adult Lake. Could be
the rest of Shadow Temple. The rest of Shadow was
Shoot the Sun, and yeah, Deep Shadow. They all skip Deep Shadow. It could be back there. They've all skipped Deep Fire.
So now it becomes a battle of trying to remember who left their Furores in Shadow, if anybody did.
I don't know that anyone had it at the time. Yeah, Juke used his in GTG, so I don't think anyone has a Furore set to Shadow. Maybe Riley maybe does, yeah.
Riley does have it set, okay. So that could come back to help him. And Riley's actually caught up now. He's, again, the little bits of this that Riley did earlier are going to give him a great opportunity to catch up. He's still got some block pushing puzzles to get through. And it does look like Washed as a whole is a bit ahead right now, but
they're a couple minutes ahead, but it's not a lot here.
Right. I'm trying to remember how much of Spirit Washed did. I know that ATZ went in there later and was doing some of those child checks that we talked about, but I can't remember if they got through everything or if they got sidetracked by something that they found, a progression item or something. Yeah, Riley did do Floor Master earlier.
Yeah, they saw that in the skull.
So they won't lose a ton off of that, but... And everybody has BGS as well, so these will be some nice quick fights.
Yeah, how kind of GTG to just be like, here's your sword, here's your double defense. No more dying for anyone.
And here's your progression item. The nicest GTG's ever been.
Now I can't remember, did ATZ go light trial ever with his golds?
I don't think that they made that stop, no. I don't know that they've made a return trip to
Yeah, so that's another potential thing they could go to if Mirror Shield is not in here. This is really coming down to where they find it.
Yep.
Because Riley and Goomba do have, you know, Ganons and Ice ahead of them.
Yeah, I think that's at this point basically what it comes down to. Is if Mirror Shield is here, it's gonna be it's a tall order to ask for 2 minutes of gameplay back from. I know the team says washed, but like, don't be fooled here. It's self-deprecating humor. These guys are still fantastic players.
They are anything but washed. But we're down to 3 more checks in this dungeon.
Oh yeah, because of the skull. Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, I think all eyes probably on ATZ in the top right. It's gonna be the first one to break new ground here in the temple.
Yeah, we're all just looking there like, is he gonna find it?
Here we go. 4 more subs for 4 people in Forest Temple.
Quad Jabu, Quad Forest. I mean, at this point, with where Mirror Shield could be, we could have Quad Ganondorf fight.
ATZ having a little trouble with Is that one Meg? I always forget which one the purple one is.
Yeah, I never remember their names. I just go by the colors. I'm like, ah, that's the purple one.
Yeah.
The Z targeting can be a little finicky when you're spinning around there.
Okay, Meg is the purple one. Excellent. Glad I had that one down correctly. And somebody earlier noted that ATZ does have his furore set on top of Spirit Temple. So that's going to be some time saved back once they eventually do find this shield. The question is just going to be how much. Or, we've all been trolled and 1000 archery has it. Are we prepared to accept that eventuality?
I don't think anyone's prepared for the all dungeons at this point.
That would be something. Yeah, I think if it's not in Forest, ATZ probably heads straight to Ganon's for Light Trial and clean up the rest of the trials. As we see another bomb back.
Let's go.
And a skull. It's only Phantom now.
It's all up to Phantom Ganon. He holds his master's fate in his hands.
Like, if he doesn't have it, I think we're back to being tied or potentially AYAYA ahead.
Yeah, I would say that AYAYA, simply because AYAYA has done Ice Cavern, I feel like they have to be ahead at that point.
Yeah,
either that or washed just. I mean, the brain expansion at that point. Like at that point, they probably go for Ganon's, and I mean, maybe one of them does Adult Lake, but.
I feel like they'd do Ganon's and Ice next if they don't get it here on Phantom. Like, that would be your check density at this point.
Yeah.
Like Star says, Rando will Rando, so...
Rando will Rando.
Who knows?
And ATZ was not able to get the
Oh,
fastest 1 cycle or the
Oh.
2 cycle. That could be some time back the other way. He's going to clean it up
Nope,
here, but
he got it.
yeah.
okay,
Not too much
keep
to
an eye
loss,
out. Yeah, Riley is zooming through forest.
Yeah, these are all very good runners.
All right, eyes open.
What do you got? It's not it.
Oh, and the
mean-
plot thickens.
I mean, that item is red. It's just not the right red item.
Try to use a red rupee in your fight against Twin Roba and let me know how it goes.
Oh, okay. I'll try right now.
Your game. real quick.
Where, oh, where is the mirror shield?
So yeah, if he's warping to Nocturne,
Oh,
then
he's gonna make.
Oh my god, this.
We're gonna see the rest
That's
of
the
Shadow
play.
Temple.
Deep
Okay.
Shadow.
So okay, this is still. I don't hate this option. The question is, where does Juke go? If Juke doesn't go Ice Cavern and goes somewhere else, I'm bowing at this point.
This is also gonna set them up for all dungeons, just in case it is all dungeons.
That is true. That has
Yeah.
to be weighing in the back of everyone's mind at this point.
It is.
So I
but we
feel
do-
like, what, Deep Fire's probably on the list?
it's on the list. The lake,
not-
Bombshoe Bowling.
Yeah. Man. So it's a Desert Colossus play.
Oh, he's gonna
He's-
do Gold Gauntlets into Light Trial, because they haven't done that yet.
Yep.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Fantastic fight by Goomba.
So now we're
Oof.
just Goomba and Riley.
That
take
is
this.
not a good death for Anatomy Z. Like at least a 30-second time loss there.
All right. And another 1 cycle. Both Goomba and Riley hit the 1 cycles there, if I'm not mistaken. All right. Where they headed? We got a Bolero play, Deep Fire. And where is Riley going?
Yeah, Riley probably goes Shadow here.
Yeah, if he's got his Furore set here, then... Say...
That's gonna catch him right up with ATZ if he does have it set.
He's not playing a song right now, so they're probably...
Well, he's got to go
Here.
into a dungeon to Feyre up.
Right.
Neck and neck and Shadow here.
So now I think this really becomes a match or a battle of. I think at this point Juke is the one who's gonna have the ground to make up. Well, I guess I don't know where if Goomba had his Furore's win set anywhere, but ATZ as soon as he gets it, he's gonna be able to spirit warp back up with Furore's, so he's not gonna have to wait too long. The onus is going to be on Juke and Goomba in this case to make some, do a little catching
Oh,
up.
look at this sink right here. Look at this sink.
We said these were 2 of the top teams, and they're really showing it today here by just how close this race is.
Yeah, I mean, we're only 2 hours and 20 minutes into this, and we are scraping the bottom of the scrapings of the barrel. Like, there's really not much left for them to do. It's just been very sharp play all the way through.
Oh, we do have Iron Boots though. That's scary.
Probably just passive an enemy Z2.
Yeah, well, that's scary. Is it all dungeons, boys and girls? Horseback for 1,000.
There's magic.
Yep. I turned on Riley's audio there right as that happened too, and they were frantically discussing what it is they thought they should do. And I think Riley's going to go a little bit deeper here, but
I think
at this point you have
to
to clear Shadow, yeah. Like, there's no reason not to.
Oh, they found it. Goomba got it.
It is
It's in
deep.
deep fire.
It's not even. It's not. That's not even deep fire. That's just like mid
Yeah,
fire.
it's mid-fire, but there it is.
Yep. Okay, that's gonna be a win unless for whatever reason. Actually, no. I don't think Twerk or Juwk can make it up.
They're not making that up now. That was the big play. Goomba and Riley were just ahead on some checks here, which allowed Goomba to go back to fire sooner. And there you have it. They're in go mode.
yep, they're in go mode, and I know for a fact that Riley has all of Adult Spirit done, with the exception of what you need Mirror Shield for. So he's not going to have long to go.
This won't take either of them too long. Goomba knows right where to get 2 more keys.
Yep, and ATZ is probably going to fight Bongo Bongo as well.
Fighting Bongo Bongo to no avail. There's no Mirror Shield over there.
No, I mean, it's the right play to keep going in Shadow with what they know.
And I think there's something to talk about here. I'm pretty sure, like, if Juke decides to go Fire Temple here, they pretty much lose because he was trailing behind everyone else for a bit.
Now, this is interesting to note here. Riley did skip a couple checks in Fire Temple, a couple small key checks, just to make sure that he could get through Volvagia as quickly as possible. So there's going to be a little time to make up here, but I agree at this point, it's just going to be on how quickly Juke can get through the rest of these checks.
Yeah, and there's no guarantee they even go to fire next with ice and some other miscellaneous stuff. I mean, they even found the Iron Boots in Shadow, so they could be like, let's check the lake and water temple.
Floor Master gonna have his say as well. Probably been killed hundreds of times by ATZ, saying, now that the race is on, it's my turn. And man, just again, you don't want to talk about this as if it's over yet, because there's still some game left to be played, but this may have been the sharpest race I've ever seen Goomba and Riley run. I think in terms of the way they split, the way that they covered everything, and really, I think that they made some plays early on that maybe didn't pay out for them in the way that they might in other seeds, but I think in terms of just execution, splitting things off, and going after the important checks, they've just played a fantastic game so far.
You know, Juke showing off yet another strategy that I didn't know, instead of to get the hook shot onto the second Shadow Trial chest. Normally, I would have just died there and did it all over again.
And here we see him getting a couple bottles of blue fire. Looks like he's gonna do the ice play.
Oh, no, he's going Bolero.
Oh, is he gonna...
Oh, he's going in.
He's thinking about it. He's
Oh,
like, which one?
Oh,
Ice or fire? Ice or fire?
What's he gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Oh, no. Not that it mattered, but... Too bad. So sad. Womp
Yeah,
womp womp.
it would have been nice to see him go in there and at least get that mirror shield.
HG's gonna be mad about Ice Cavern. Oh, no, he's going back to fire.
Just thinking about it.
He didn't have irons, or I don't think he had the scale either, so he couldn't go that way.
Oh yeah, that's why.
And now I think Anatomies is gonna go Ice Cavern instead. Juke is going deep fire.
All right.
So they are definitely gonna find that mirror shield, but it's too little, too late.
Yeah, it looks like overall Team Wash made good calls in where to check and what to skip. But overall, Riley and Goomba just very clean execution, very thorough, able to just kind of run through the seed.
They really put on a clinic today, for sure.
Yeah, from the get-go with like buying the bomb shoes over the strength and just being able to route things real quick and easy.
And then Juke died twice, and one of them was like a pretty big one to Volvagia earlier, so that really cost him a lot of time.
And this is going to be, I mean, with the exception of Water Temple, Adult Lake, and Horseback Archery, and then the couple of checks in deeper Shadow Temple, I mean, this is going to be sub 3 for these guys. I mean, unless Twin Rova just pulls out the meanest mix I've ever seen, like, this is going to be a fantastic time for what's, I mean, a very, very thorough run-through of this seed.
Hey, at least we're finally seeing the adult Lake Hylia checks.
Well, about that. He's about to learn to leave.
There's a mirror shield. Again, does ATZ have a decent amount of fire to do still? No, he has the key, so he can get there relatively quickly. Like, at this point, will ATZ even beat Spirit Temple before they beat the game?
It's a fantastic question.
This is what the race is now. Oh yeah, and NBZ has fares too, so he might actually be able to because of that.
Yeah, he'll definitely beat Spirit. I guess the question is at this point, you know, will he make it to Ganon before they finish? Oh, Riley.
Getting frozen.
Monrova? A little trouble here. It's the part where you get into the The Twin Rova RNG, where you will never get the third of whatever you need.
Oh, well, now he needs all of them. Or
what is happening?
I don't know what he's.
Riley, don't die here. Yeah, he lost his charges, so.
Hey, good thing we found that double defense.
Yeah, very good thing.
There we go.
He's got it.
Yeah, clean it up. All right, pesky Twin Rova fight. But it's done. We just got the boss key on Juke. Now Goomba's making the climb. Riley was able to get all the way up through the Stalfos when he made his earlier check, so he's going to have a nice little stroll here. That death would have made things interesting, though, I will say. Probably not interesting enough, but, you know, you die once, you can die twice, and then it's a whole new ballgame. Although Goomba's probably going to finish so far ahead that it won't matter.
Now our next co-op sewer tournament, when our health are linked together and Riley dies there, now it would have been interesting.
Oh my god. Linked health? Are you kidding me? I feel like there's a few jumps and skips that become a lot riskier to go for in that format.
Or linked health double damage. Now that is something I want to see. This is pretty much. This is it's done. There's no way they can come back.
Yeah.
Right?
At this point, it is a foregone conclusion.
Riley could choke like 3 times tonight again. They could still win.
Yeah. Goomba's gonna finish this at a really, really, really good time. And I think that Goomba finishing well ahead here is gonna mean that even if things go poorly elsewhere for Riley or something like that, that it's just gonna be too big of a gap for them to make up.
So then we've already got one top 4 team in Captain Tuna Spice. We'll most likely have AYAYA Gamers here joining them. Do we have any of the other matches scheduled yet, or?
I don't believe so, but the other 2 matches, we got Father-Son Bonding and Dampy Digging Rush on the AYAYAlpha Gamers side. And then on the King Zorgo Burst side, we have Mary Poppins versus Le Club du Dessert, which is totally not French, but I give, and I'm speaking that in French anyway. Neither are scheduled. I'm presuming we'll get a schedule as soon as they figure out a date. Yo, Riley is going for the heart and 3/4 for Ganon here.
Oh, he gets
He's
a
got-
refill.
He's got confidence.
He
Oh,
gets
wait.
the free refill. It's fine.
Yeah.
But no offense to the club, but I gotta say I'm rooting for Spike and Fant there to go up against their friends Ryan Barrel.
That would be a pretty sweet top 4 match, but
There'd be some interesting.
the club isn't exactly pushovers for ZOoTR.
No. I'm not saying that they're gonna lose. I think that's gonna be a great matchup, but the banter we could have between Spike's team and Rise, you know, could top this whole Tsundere fight at the beginning today.
Well, they'll have to commentate their own runs at that point.
Oh yeah, you're right. We'll just, you know, they'll take our jobs away. It'll just be Spike commentating.
Spike commentating himself, right?
Yeah.
I would love it.
And here you see my partner, Fant, dying to Vovadia. Jeez, come on, buddy. That's a barrel class move right there.
2.5 hours in. Where the frick is the hook shot?
Also, as we've been discussing this, we do need to give a round of applause here. Goomba about to do the final slash to put this one to bed officially for his seed. It does look like ATZ is almost to the castle, but there we go. Fantastic.
Yeah, speaking of the hook shot,
236.05.
you know, we didn't actually need 30 skulls at all here. All that work.
Logically, we did, because we needed to get to GTG.
Yeah, but
Although I guess, did we? Could you have done it via all dungeons y bonus? Yeah, you could have.
no, because you needed a long shot for water.
Right,
If
but
you were
wasn't
gonna go
but
the auto
that
track.
wasn't bow locked though. Right? Am I misremembering?
Well, we needed long shot to get to the light arrows and to GTG.
And we get Pi to commentate a top 4 match. I mean, he's got to play PUBG first. All right, here is the final match. It's a couple of Carl Shabs away, and we got our second entry into the top 4.
The discussion between the two of them is so good right now. Riley's like, they typically finish at the same time. It's not over. And he's like, don't until I do the last hit. This is great, dude. Riley is a killer. I love this.
I mean, when you're this close, you're sweating still. You're like,
oh yeah,
our opponents
absolutely.
are great. They gotta be right here too. And to be fair, they're not far off, so.
He is not happy with his Twin Rover performance.
All right, and we have our second entry into the top 4, AYAYAlpha Gamers. Congratulations.
And a fantastic run for those two. And when we talked about it over and over in the early game, how thorough they were, how well they split up, how many different checks that they were covering. And we said that there wasn't really a true punishment that came in from Washed missing a couple of those miscellaneous checks. And it was true. It wasn't in one of those random checks that they missed early on, but at the end of the game, when it becomes a race, you have to check everything, and credit AYAYAlpha Gamers. Being very thorough paid off for them in the end.
Oh, that's got some commentary from Goomba on the finish there.
Oof.
But hopefully we'll be able to get these racers pulled up into here. Get a little interview.
A lot to kind of talk about here, especially like kind of starting from the break early when someone bought strength, Wash bought strength, and then AYAYAlpha Gamers bought Bombchu, even though they could have bought either of them in the same shop. That probably kind of set the tone for the first part of the race.
Yeah, it didn't cost Washed anything in the beginning, but then, as we saw at the very end, when it became a true hunt for Mirror Shield, the thoroughness of AYAYA paid out. Here's our runners.
Yo, GG boys.
Yo.
Nice.
Good race, very close there.
Go for it.
No, I was gonna say I don't want to be the same voice channel as Goomba.
Look, man. We can leave our past differences behind us. I've proved my
Okay.
superiority. That's good enough.
No, you proved that you're better at Coop Rondo. You didn't prove that the fucking characters are better. That's not.
Was that not what we were playing for? Oh, right, this is a tournament match.
Well, we'll have to have the grudge match later, you know?
Yeah, we have to have a 1v1
Well-
to settle this.
Won't guess.
I don't know. I think Team Sunray wins this round, so.
So an important question for you, Riley, while this is still hot, is your heart rate still over 200 from that Twin Rova fight?
A little bit. God, that was the most atrocious Rova fight I've had.
Oh, you're looking like me out there messing up.
Yeah, I tried to go too fast with the hookshot strats and I just missed grabbing one of the storing, so that fucked me up super hard.
All right,
Yeah.
let's just kind of start from the beginning of the race here. So one thing we thought was very interesting. We saw obviously went to the shop in CAC and there was strength in there. AYAYAlpha Gamers bought the bomb chews while Washed bought the strength right away, and that kind of caused some route divergence right away. So I guess ATZ, can you kind of start us off with your decision for buying strength over bomb chews there?
To be honest with you, I didn't even see them there. I didn't even think about it. And basically,
Yeah.
I'm just a dumbass. So
Yeah, I only saw them when I went to buy strands. I was like, yo, what the fuck? There's shoes here, dude.
yeah, I kind of forgot that was a thing. I didn't even look for shields when I went there the first time, so I had to like go back and look for like Deku Shield and Highland Shield and stuff. So yeah, there's no big brain strategies. I'm just stupid.
It's an easy thing to overlook in these settings, the weirdness of the shops.
Yeah, we did a lot of mistakes. Like I went to Halia without rupees because it was always ITZ that did Halia before. So I wasn't
we
thinking
saw
about
that. She went in
managing
there, had
rupees.
no money, and
Yeah, and I panicked, so I did open Grotto.
Yeah, we made like a billion mistakes. Like this
Oh.
is definitely the worst race that we've had by far. I think in the
Even
tournament.
worse than that one time you forgot hookshot in DC stairs.
Probably yeah. We played fucking bad.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, we had this whole plan of me. Okay, I'll go to Spirit, grab Suns, do Child Spirit, grab Dins, then you can go CAC, do like chickens and well. I get to CAC, I try to play Suns. I'm like, oh fuck, forgot Sun song. Oh.
And I guess kind of the first part of the race was kind of interesting too, because I guess we thought that Wash was very slightly ahead despite that mistake by Juke with the rupees. Generally, I think gamers bought and checked more stuff at the beginning, and that kind of gave Wash a little bit of an edge at first because those checks didn't really give you much.
yeah, like not having bomb chews in the well. There were a couple checks. You guys unwashed skipped, but didn't hurt you at all. Things like that, where we were like, will any of these cost them? And it was like, nope. They're still in the lead. How's this gonna finish? And then it became that final hunt for the mirror shield, and kind of the thoroughness of paid out with them
Yeah,
able to
we-
go back to deep fire sooner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
When we
Did you
went
guys do Shadow or Ice?
yeah, but
I did ice.
Oh, you
Riley
did both.
was
Holy
in
fuck.
the back of Shadow when I found the mirror shield.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys
Yep.
are farming then. Holy moly.
Both teams were in shadow, like the exact same spot.
ATZ missed the fucking Shadow Bosky somewhere.
Yeah.
We don't even know where.
I
was in-
somehow
on-
missed.
On
where is
map
it?
chest, Gibdo chest, sorry, compass. On Gibdos.
Oh yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah, I just never did that.
Nice, dude.
God damn it.
Yeah, I got irons and double magic. I'm like, okay, water's a good spot. Maybe I'll go. Oh nope, never mind. Mirror shield.
Yeah, it was actually the exact same thing for me. Like I was outside, I was doing the lake checks when Juke found Mirror Shield.
Okay, you guys just hit go. Or where were you guys when we finished?
I was.
They were going to Ganon.
I was right outside
Oh.
Dwarf.
Oh dang. Whew.
Yeah, it was very close at the end still. You won by maybe 2 minutes.
I mean, I
Yeah,
wasn't expecting anything more.
Oh, I still had a lot. Like I am just at the start of the Ghana Sour, probably like 8 minutes or something.
Yeah, I,
Yeah,
don't know. I figured this race would be close if we won, because I mean,
Wait, yeah,
it's
we almost
ATC and
full,
Juke.
we also almost full curious seat at the point, so it's kind of getting scary.
yeah.
Especially
think
with
it-
sorry.
We definitely just played way too bad to win this race. Like we were even saying to each other near the end, like we played this whole seed awful. Like we don't deserve to win. Like we thought maybe after we found Mirror Shield that there was hope, but
Yeah, when I found
we
Mirror
knew
Shield,
how
like
bad
I
we
was
were.
actually going to ice, and then I remember they don't have scale. I don't have iron boots, so I just did fire.
Oh wow, you guys didn't even touch ice. Dang.
Yeah.
No, they never won ice.
Yeah, we
How
split
about
ice
the,
and GTG. Sorry, what? Go ahead.
so I was gonna say, how about that bow that you guys were on the hunt for quite some time?
Yeah.
I hate first bow in GTG. It's the worst.
Yeah, we kind of all figured that our first logical bomb bag was somewhere out there because we like were on chew duty for like 2 hours basically. So like,
Yeah.
and that was like the only that I think that might have been the only logical place that could have had bombs. Maybe ice. I'm not like.
I mean, there was
the
Skull
scale.
Mask still.
Yeah, fuck Skull Mask though.
Yeah, we never saw a skull mask from either you guys.
I've ended up just randomly doing Skull Mask in a lot of our practice seeds recently. It always sucks. Don't do Skull Mask.
I was like, maybe ATC does Skull Mask because XT ATC, but yeah.
Well, they did do child chickens, which I think you guys.
Yeah,
one of the
we did.
very
I
few-
paired with the wall. Yeah.
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 Honestly, though, I can't really blame you for missing those bomb chews in the CAC shop, because the only reason I notice bomb chews in the CAC shop these days is because Riley yelled at me for missing bomb chews in the CAC shop like 10 times. So,
Well, Jay's given us the spoiler log here. The last bomb bag in the toilet.
where's
Oh
the
my God. So the
Yeah.
GTG one was like most likely the first one.
Yeah, because the other one was in CAC R3.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
assuming the
the-
third bow is somewhere dumb.
Oh.
What? Did you guys get golds? I'm assuming you got golds.
Yeah.
we
Okay.
did.
I was like, oh, maybe it'll just forget one of these settings checks at some point. Like,
Did you guys do trials?
yeah, we did. The only thing we didn't do is Shadow Trial 2, because no long shot or fire arrows, or no bow for fire arrows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you did that much earlier then.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
golds a bit earlier than you guys did the light trial sooner.
Yeah.
But they couldn't.
We never ended up getting long shot though. We both had up to 30 skulls, so
Yeah, we both had 30. We just never actually grabbed it because it wasn't very useful.
Yo, speaking of forgetting settings, it was funny to see ATZ getting hit into the water by the moblin over and over when you could have just called the scarecrow.
Oh yeah,
Wait, what?
yeah. No, there's a point. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to.
Wait, say again. I didn't hear that.
So in Sacred Forest Meadow, when I was trying to get through, I didn't have a shield or anything, so I couldn't do my normal setup. So I kind of messed up, and I got hit into the water repeatedly by the dude.
Oh, and they said you can use the scarecrow.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I
free
couldn't use
scarecrows
the
in settings.
Is scarecrow faster? I
yeah,
never
it's-
used it.
it's faster than ground.
It's way faster.
Oh my god, I never used it. I just
I don't know, like
let's
the
just
strat you had, Juke, though, was pretty swag and almost, I'd say, about as fast.
Which one was the glitches? Did you do glitches jump or I'm assuming, yeah.
yeah. I do the fast glitchless jump,
Okay, yeah.
like not the one with
it
the
was
up.
the one where half the chat's like, "What is this strat?"
Yeah, it's the like I don't know. I just learned it from the word record. That's why I'm doing it, and I learned it. It's pretty good because like you just pull a hook shot once, you kill the moblin with it, and then you get an angle, and the angle is really lenient, like very lenient, and then you just
Okay.
roll side up, backflip, and side roll to the left. The side roll is the shitty part.
Yeah, side rolling is annoying sometimes.
Yeah, you just have to hold slightly, like ESS down basically, so slightly down, and then press A to roll, and you will roll to the left, and then you hold left, and then you hold up. It seems very complicated when I say it, but it's not.
That sounds
great,
very
though.
cannot be bothered to learn it. But
I think with that, I think we covered everything here. So the next race is not scheduled yet. We have 2 more top 8 matches here. If I can pull up the bracket here quick. We got Follows Some Botting and Dampy Digging Rush is one of them, and then Mary Poppins versus Le Club du Dessert, which is, I totally said that wrong, but I don't care at this point. Those are the last 2 matches for top 8, and then we have again AYAYAlpha Gamers, one of the top 4. Congratulations, and then as well as Kings Go Burrs in the other side of the bracket in the top 4 at the moment. You can follow us. Just hit that follow button on the Silver Gauntlets. Hit up our Discord. You'll be able to see when the next match is. Oh yeah, don't forget to follow all these great racers here.
Yeah, thanks again
thank you,
to
Star.
everyone tracking everything. You know, Purple, Winnie, Star,
also,
Diesel.
huge thanks to Star for not making today's seed.
Is it really going to be much worse than the first bomb bag on 30 skulls? Like, locked behind 30 skulls? But yeah, so we were talking before this started about how every single one of these streams and every time this gets put on takes, I mean, if you count the runners, it's double-digit people to make a production like this happen. So seriously, thanks to everyone who's been involved. I know it's a lot to take time out of your day to do this and volunteer, so it just means that much more.
And think with that, I think we're all good here. So we'll throw it over to Hell Knight to find a raider or find someone to raid.
Appreciate all your amazing work you're putting in. Yes, I want to say thank you, everyone. I really appreciate your amazing work you're putting. I was not just muted in OBS. We did not hear that twice. Okay, I believe Squab Santo is currently still racing, so
Throwing the love back from the raid they gave us earlier. I love it.
Yep. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Thanks for the match, everyone.
Yeah.
yeah, GG guys.
Thanks, guys. GG's.
Good luck for
Jeez.
the next match.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're...
Oh, it's Purple's next opponent there. They're currently racing out there. Goopy.
I just want to say I'm on Team Tsundere, so I'm just throwing that out
you.
there.
Thank you.
God bless.
See?
No, that's not how discussion.
Yeah.
Are we still live? Whoops.
Please, no.
Was there
No
any
enemy
anime wars
wars,
in chat?
no
I'm gonna
enemy
have to
wars,
watch
no-
the
At the
Enemy
start, there
before.
were a few people talking about it, but it faded out pretty quick.
Oh, we're still alive. I thought you raided.
Same.
No, we're waiting now.
All right, see you guys.